Donald Trump's approval of how he has handled the coronavirus pandemic has dropped significantly, according to a new poll. Fears of oneself or a loved one becoming infected by COVID-19 come into play, as well as whether wearing a mask should be mandatory. In the post-ABC News poll, only 38% of the Americans who took part approve of the way Trump has handled the pandemic. It continues to drop more every month. In May it was at 46% and in March 51%. 60% disapprove, which is up from 53% in May and 45% in March. The public's feelings are solid enough that 52% of them disapprove strongly of the way the president has handled the pandemic. This is just about double the percentage who say they strongly approve of the way Trump has handled the pandemic. This is up a dramatic 36% since March. It's hard to know how the president really feels, as he's wavered often and goes against what scientists and health officials say about the virus. This has led to him having less credibility. More than 60% don't trust what he says regarding the pandemic. This includes 2 in 3 independents and nearly 3 in 10 Republicans. While Trump has pushed the reopening of the economy, Americans are showing that they favor controlling the virus more than a push to open the economy. 63% say it's more important to work on controlling the spread of the virus even if it means hurting the economy further. This is up from 56% in May. Those who strongly favor controlling the spread over revitalizing the economy has grown from 41% in May to 52%. Masks may seem like a divisive topic when watching viral videos of people refusing to wear masks in stores or watching Trump rallies where everyone is crowded together, not social distancing and not wearing a mask. However, 8 in 10 people say they are wearing a mask most or all of the time when they are close to others in public. After Trump refused to wear one throughout most of the pandemic, he donned a mask for the first time last weekend. Yet, even still, he said after that wearing a mask should not be mandatory. Trump is even losing favor with his base. His approval ratings for handling the coronavirus have dropped by 16 percentage points among white evangelical Protestants to 68%, by 15 points among white men without college degrees to 56%, and by 11 points among rural residents to 48% approval. He's also not currying favor among independents. This most recent poll shows 39% approving of the way he's handled the health crisis and 58% disapproving. Only 4% of Democrats approve. Even among Republicans, nearly 4 in 5 do approve, but that means nearly 20% disapprove. In the recent poll, 66% said they are very or somewhat worried about themselves or a family member becoming infected. This is close to the 63% who responded the same in May and 69% who responded in March. 5% say someone in their immediate family has already tested positive, up from 2% in May. While at one time the pandemic was a partisan issue, that is slowly beginning to change with the outbreaks moving out of the urban, mostly Democratic areas and into the more Republican areas in the South and Southwest. The percentage of people who are at least somewhat worried has increased from 44 to 54%, while there was only an increase in 2% in Democrats to 81% in the recent poll. Independents' fears are more similar to Republicans, with 60% now worrying about themselves or a family member. With more states, localities, and businesses requiring masks, a larger majority report that they wear a mask in public. A percentage of 79 claim to wear a mask at least most of the time when around others outside their home. A smaller percentage of 56 claim to wear a mask all the time. The partisan divide can still be seen somewhat, with only 42% of Republicans saying they wear masks all the time, 52% of independents, and 74% of Democrats. Much of the habit of wearing a mask is tied in with fears. Around 6 in 10 Republicans and independents who expressed concern about a family member being infected claim to always wear a mask when around others outside their home. This compares to about half as many less worried independents and even fewer Republicans who say they aren't worried. Less than 3 in 10 independents who are worried about a family member approve of Trump's handling of the pandemic. This number more than doubles with independents who are not worried. 65% of Republicans who are worried about infections give Trump a positive rating for the way he's handled the pandemic, while 95% of those who are less worried rate him favorably. The post-ABC News poll was taken between July 12 and 15 among a random sampling of 1,006 adults. It shows something very dramatic. Trump just made a big change in his campaign this week, replacing his campaign manager, Brad Parscale. However, a change in campaign manager isn't going to fix this. It's not going to fix the way people feel about the coronavirus pandemic. It won't quell their feels. And those numbers are only getting worse. That could spell doom for Trump in November.